Troy, Ohio. Art Ekman, David Bailey, and Davey Coombs as we get set for the 250s after an exciting 125 ride in the first two motos. The riders completing their parade lap. There you see Greg Albertine. He's already signed a letter of intent to come back to Team Suzuki for 1998. Trying to cool himself off a little bit, pouring water all over his body. There you see Jeremy McGrath, Skip Norfolk. Back with Jeremy, of course.
Jeremy's sporting a different helmet this week. Trying to go with a lighter color, even his riding gear as well. You see the cold towel around Dowd getting fanned off. That's got to feel good.
Looks like John Dowd's having a little trouble breathing in that heat and humidity.
I think he's just taking deep breaths. He's got the water there, trying to keep hydrated, and Emig just looks cool as ever.
Looks cool. The beads of sweat, though, starting to form on that forehead as Jeremy Albrecht going over last-minute instructions with him.
That sweat really becomes a problem, too. It builds up in the foam of your goggles. When you land off a jump, it splatters all over the inside of the lens.
Emig with a 44-point lead on John Dowd, who has taken over second place in the points over Jeremy McGrath. Ezra Lusk has been on the move points-wise lately. Board sideways. We're almost set for that first 250 moto. Who will get the whole shot now here at Kenworthy Farm? Damon Bradshaw, Jeremy McGrath, Jeff Emig, John Dowd with good starts, but it's Ezra Lusk, number 11, out in front, Team Yamaha.
Well, those guys went into that first corner aggressive. They got busy in there. Surprised nobody went down. Bradshaw comes out on top.
Before you could say it was Ezra Lusk's second whole shot of the year, Damon Bradshaw just took it right away on the straightaway.
Jeremy McGrath right up in there, too. Looks like he might be able to move into second. He's got the inside.
McGrath, number 2. He's really like this outdoor track. More like the Supercross style.
Yep, it definitely favors him. Plus, he's coming off of a lousy performance in Unadilla. I'm sure he'd like to redeem himself here. I know that he and Skip have worked very hard to make some changes to that bike. It was not working in Unadilla. You could see he was just looking for a berm everywhere, and there weren't any.
Yeah, I don't think Jeremy's ever been more disappointed in his own performance than Unadilla. Skip has changed the riding position parts, trying to get McGrath back up over the bars, adjusting the seat and the handlebars.
Rider position on the bike is very important. I know they moved the foot pegs back just a little bit. I always did that, and I felt like it just gave me more rider room, I call it. It made me feel a lot more comfortable out there. I could work around the motorcycle and make it do what I wanted instead of letting it take me for a ride.
Bradshaw, our leader. Jeremy McGrath, an aggressive second place. Lusk third. There's Emig in fourth. Bradshaw out in front, one of the 5 different winners we've had so far in the 1997 season. He won back at Mount Morris, also got a podium at Gatorback.
Look at Bradshaw working all the way from the left side of the racetrack over to the right, coming down the inside. He's very aggressive.
Here comes Jeremy. Cuts inside the corner. Jeremy McGrath is our leader.
Boy, he made that corner quick. Just skidded right in there and got right out.
Let's see now if Jeremy can do what he used to do at this track, and that's pull away. Let's go down to Davey Coombs in the pit.
All right, Skip, that's the start you guys been waiting for.
Yeah, made some big changes to the bike, big changes to Jeremy this weekend, and he's up front. So we got 35 minutes of racing. We'll see where we end up.
He told us he was almost embarrassed about the way he rode last week at Unadilla. Looks like whatever he did this week worked.
It's probably one of the worst races he's had in his career, probably, and that was without a doubt a motivating force in what you're seeing right now.
Jeremy McGrath's first national 250 moto win was right here on this track. What was that, 94, David?
1994. He said he was going to put all of his efforts into 1995 in the outdoors, and it worked. Came out there and won the title.
Jeremy so far has not had a victory overall on this season. A second place at Gatorback and 2 third places on the year.
Looking good right now. Great timing, but Bradshaw's right there with him. Actually, Bradshaw kind of slammed through those last few bumps right there. Didn't quite have the timing, but didn't lose any time, though. Just used a little bit more energy.
David, you brought up all the changes that have been made on this Suzuki bike for Jeremy McGrath. He said last year was like riding on a couch. This year it's been like sitting in different chairs each week.
Well, and that's my concern too. Now that Skip's in there involved in making changes, yeah, possibly he's making changes for the better, but it's something he's uncomfortable with each week and not sure how it's going to react.
Jeremy McGrath is our leader with Bradshaw hounding in second.
6 cylinders, 6 carbs, 2 bags, 1 windshield. It's a good thing we got 50 states. The new Valkyrie Tour. America's the boulevard it was born to cruise.
What time is it, Grandpa?
It's almost 5 o'clock. We'd better get a move on.
Hey, that new hearing aid works good. But why can't I see it?
Because it's a Miracle Ear Mirage.
That's really neat. It's like almost invisible. You know, for a long time, me and Grandpa never talked. Mom said his hearing was bad.
I couldn't make out what she was saying. So I called Miracle Ear for a free video, Hearing Loss in You. I learned a lot of important things about hearing, including ways to help myself. You know, it's sad going through life not hearing what your family's saying, particularly when you might learn how to help yourself with this free 15-minute video.
Tell me some more about fishing, Grandpa.
It is so much fun.
If you're missing what friends and family are telling you, call the toll-free number now for your free 15-minute video, Hearing Loss in You. No cost or obligation, so call right now.
What lower round draft pick could become his team's leading rebounder this year? The Sporting News knows. Do you? What surprising rookie could power his team to the Super Bowl? The Sporting News knows. And you can too by calling now to claim your no-cost 4-issue Sporting News mini subscription. Plus, get these great sports binoculars free. Call now for your no-cost 4-issue Sporting News mini subscription. If you like it, get 24 more issues, 28 in all, for 4 payments of just $4.99. Call now.
6 cylinders, 1,520 cc's. You'll go through towns where you'll be the biggest thing that happens all year. The new Valkyrie Tour. America's the boulevard it was born to cruise.
AMA Motocross on ESPN2 is being brought to you by Dunlop. Simply the best for your bike. It was back to the basics for this young man. He said, I was spoiled. Jeremy McGrath, no longer spoiled, but he's our leader here today. Damon Bradshaw in second. Here's the battle for third. Ezra Lusk and Jeff Emig number 1. Emig the points leaders. They come down the straightaway right in front of the mechanics area.
Well, I love seeing all the good guys get out front early and battle with each other. Lusk, a lot of talent, but not always the greatest start. Emig, dang near always great starts. Jeremy McGrath out front, and Bradshaw still hanging with him. It looks like Bradshaw and McGrath are starting to open just a little bit of a lead over Lusk and Emig now.
Emig takes to the outside on the corner. Whoa, did he leap that one? Jeff Emig in his battle with Ezra Lusk, bar to bar, but Ezra's got the inside track.
Boy, this is a long, hot day. Look at Emig right to the inside, just muscles his way into that inside line.
The coughing problems from last week have certainly improved considerably. He feels a lot stronger, and it's a good thing in this heat at Troy, Ohio.
Well, he is not holding back at all. He's not thinking pace himself in these conditions. He's going for it. He can already see that Jeremy is starting to get a little bit of a lead. He doesn't want him to get any confidence to finish out this season. Keep him down.
Good point. As Jeff Emig looking for his 5th overall victory of the year. He's got the 4 wins and also 4 second-place finishes. Has not finished out of the top 5 this year.
Because of the weather, you can see the track is starting to get really slick out there in the sun, but then when they get down in there to the trees, it's starting to rut up and stay real loamy.
Ezra Lusk coming off a fine season, that's for sure. He signed with Honda for next year, but says he wants to finish this season in grand style here on his Yamaha. Dan Bentley, incidentally, is going to be his mechanic. Bentley leaving Honda of Troy to join Team Honda once again. Who can forget Dan Bentley when he broke that pit board over his knee and slammed it down after Jeff Stanton had come from behind to win the Supercross title, nosing out Damon Bradshaw at the time. That was at Los Angeles Coliseum. Boy, that was a very emotional moment. John Dowd, number 14 on the Team Yamaha, as he comes out of the shadows into the dusty sun. There's Greg Albertine, number 8, in pursuit of John Dowd. Number 9 is Ryan Hughes, and Larry Ward on the Honda of Troy, number 6.
It is a fast pace right now, and these guys are going to be feeling it about 20 minutes. Oh, Hughes, let that front wheel just get over the top of that berm right there.
Rhino, a quick rider. Looks like he's okay. Looks like the bike's okay, so he might get back into the fray.
Well, he does look okay, but you see how long it took him to start it. Yep, the front wheel just drifted over to the berm. He tried to get back going quick. He had Larry Ward pressuring him, and he got going a little too early. And the energy that it takes right there to get going again, start the bike, lose positions, kind of fall out of your rhythm. Boy, what a bummer for Ryan to go down early like that.
Ward in 7th. He gave us a good indication of how he might be running with 2:36s in the early practice time. One of the faster times of the day. As we take a look now at Ezra Lusk, number 11.
Great style. Lusk coming out of that corner, up over that triple. Great timing. Teammate Dowd, though, starting to close a little bit.
Dowd, he rode his first factory bike right on this track. It was a 5.5. Unfortunately, that's been his best finish at this track. Was his first time on a factory bike. Last year in the 125s, he had a tough day at the office. Jeremy McGrath, Damon Bradshaw, Jeff Emig, the top 3 as we take a look at the field summary. Dowdy moving up into the top 5. And before we leave you, time for our Dunlap trivia question. When was the last year Team Honda failed to win a national championship? The answer when we get back.
What does it take to be the best? To get to the top, you must conquer fear. You must conquer the opponent, but most of all, you must conquer gravity. Witness the mayhem as gravity kicks in at the worst possible moments. It's all here. Superbikes, motocross, supercross, plus a special bonus, the gorgeous women of motocross. Only $19.95. This incredible 2-tape set is jam-packed with non-stop, unrelenting motorcycle action and beautiful women. Order now and get absolutely free. Hardcore motocross. 60 minutes of outrageous jumps and incredible passes as we relive some of the greatest battles between motocross legends. You'll get this incredible 2-tape offer plus hardcore motocross free. 3 tapes guaranteed to blow you away.
To order, call 1-800-359-8282. That's 1-800-359-8282. Or send $19.95 plus $5.95 shipping and handling to the address on your screen.
Suzuki Katana riders have a single-minded focus. They love all things twisty. The tighter the curve, the better. In fact, sometimes they take this obsession a little too far.
3 root beers, please.
You guys want straws with those?
No, thanks. We got our own.
The Suzuki Katana. Get off the straight and narrow.
The answer to our Dunlop trivia question, it was 1981, the last year that Honda failed to win a national championship. And of course, 1982, Honda signed David Bailey, and the fortunes turned around. Right, David?
Actually, it was Donnie Hansen in 82 that got the ball rolling, and then 83, luckily I won everything, and Johnny O picked up the 125 title, and it's been rolling ever since, but possibly not signing McGrath again. That interrupted their streak.
Here's the battle behind the leaders now as Jeremy McGrath and Bradshaw pulled about a 5-second lead in front of Emig. But in the battle for 5th, we got some good tight competition. Here's John Dowd and Greg Albertine. Albertine, this is a good track for him.
Well, I thought Lusk and, Dowd gets out of control right there, and Albertine gets all caught up in it. That's why you don't follow. Unfortunately, that corner has got one good line, and Albertine chose to follow. Paid the price. I was just about to say, though, I thought Lusk and Dowd had a great pace going, and now Albertine and Larry Ward have caught these guys.
Ward, number 6. Behind Greg Albertine, number 8. Oh, look at Albertine just put the throttle down on that straightaway. Cuts to the inside, and he moves in front of John Dowd. Dowd hoping to catch up a little in the points race with Jeff Emig. But Dowdy's going to have to pick it up.
He could be looking at the weather conditions and thinking, there's no way I can ride 100% for this whole race. I don't see how anybody can, and maybe his pace is just not quite up to par, and he needs to pick it up.
Jeremy McGrath in the lead, but look at how it's cut down, and Jeff Emig moving around Bradshaw. Can he hold it? Yes, he sticks it. So now we've got a potential showdown with Jeff Emig, the points leader, and Jeremy McGrath.
Boy, this is going to be good. You can hear the crowd getting into it.
A tedious lead now for Jeremy McGrath as we switch back in tighter action. We still got Dowd and Larry Ward going at it. Dowdy's got pretty good momentum going for himself. Of course, he won that race at Southwick, came back with a back-to-back situation, winning at Buchanan. And a second place at Unadilla before coming into Troy.
He only came a few feet short of making it 3 in a row at Unadilla. He's been the only guy to really challenge, catch, and pass Jeff Emig this year. Got a lot of momentum.
Little touch, but very polite, as Larry Ward tries to seek away around number 14, John Dowd.
Whatever momentum he's got, intimidation that he may have on the starting line now with the rest of the riders is not bothering Larry Ward right now, because he spent some time on this racetrack, was the fastest in practice, and I think he's going to be signing a contract pretty soon. He wants to make a good showing today.
You know, David, we haven't seen a lot of rough riding this year.
Not
I mean,
much.
guys really banging each other.
No, we'll see some of that maybe out front between Jeremy McGrath and Emig before this moto's over with. But I think there's just a little bit more respect amongst these guys now, and they realize that you go in and show some guy a wheel and a little bit too much, where it's just a little bit of a dirty move, and that's just going to come right back at you. So why even bother? Just make the clean pass.
Here's the battle for the lead. The crowd going crazy. A record crowd at Kenworthy Farm sees bar to bar with Emig and McGrath. Can Jeremy hold on to that lead? Yes, for the moment anyway.
Little brake check there. Jeremy, I don't think he tried to intentionally hit Emig. Emig was trying to get in there and square him off. Jeremy countered perfect. Stopped just in that berm, and there was no way Emig could make the pass.
Great racing for these fans who came out in this terrific heat and humidity to watch motocross. Jeremy McGrath, number 2. Jeff Emig, the defending champion of the 250s. And Emig making a big charge. Emig in front of Jeremy McGrath.
Boy, that was just flat out aggressive. Around the outside, wide open. That reminds me of the pass he put on Jeremy in the final round at Delmont. Jeremy made a quick pass on him early in the moto, and Emig, as Jeremy called it, kind of psychoed back by. That was a psycho back by right there, around the outside, full throttle.
Still, this looks like Jeremy's best performance of the year. He's holding on to second place, and the two pulling away from the third place rider as Jeff Emig now has secured the lead.
Well, Jeremy is riding really good. It's a huge change over last week. He does look more comfortable on the motorcycle, but you know, I think this says a lot for Jeff Emig's confidence in his riding, his machinery, and especially in his conditioning, because he has charged hard, had to work his way up into second, make that pass, use a lot of energy in the process, and to think that he can do all that and still have something left at the end of the moto says a lot for his training.
Jeff Emig has won at every level, but not right off the bat like a Bradshaw or McGrath. Davies with Skip Norfolk.
It looked like Emig came out of nowhere there in the last couple laps.
Yeah, all of a sudden he just put on a charge and went right to the front and kind of pulled away. Not sure. I think some of the lines, he's got a little better lines over in the back. I don't know. We have to talk about what happened there. Maybe something's wrong with the bike. I'm not sure about that, but he seems going on the same pace. But, I mean, we made huge improvements from last weekend, and 2's as good as the 1 as the first moto.
Now, Skip's right. They have made a lot of ground since last week. You can't do it all in one moto, but what he means by a 2 is as good as the 1 in the first moto is the fact that if he can win the second moto, he'll get the overall. So if he can stay where he's at, try to learn a little bit from Emig and go back and smoke him in the second moto, he'll be looking good on the day.
Bradshaw is really dragging now. You see Larry Ward and Bradshaw in 7th place, number 10, but he's slowed up considerably.
You know, this is too early in the moto for me to think that he's hit the wall with his heat. I have a feeling that similar to what we saw happen to Kevin Windham, he may have done something weird, come up short, mistimed something, and is not feeling good at the moment, just trying to get through it.
Damon Bradshaw cruising right now as he looks back.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Mike Kudrowski, number 100, is coming up fast. Kudrowski tries to the inside. Bradshaw looks at him and said, go ahead, pal.
Yeah, he can offer no fight right now. Whatever happened to him, he's just trying to get through it and hopefully find his rhythm again.
Bradshaw, who led this race, now is having trouble. We'll see as he comes off the finish line area. He's pulling off the track. He's going back to the pit area. Jeff Emig, Jeremy McGrath, and Israel Escar, top 3. Albertine and John Dowd rounding out the top 5. More action in a moment.
Is it getting hot? Too hot? Don't just sit there and suffer. Run to your phone and call this hotline now for Sears installed central air conditioning. Act now so you can get energy-efficient central air conditioning from Sears installed fast. Convenient financing is available, so don't sweat it. Call now and get immediate relief from the reliable professionals at Sears, the most trusted name around the house.
The kid from the sticks, 212th pick in the draft, beating the odds, pennant on the line. There's some confusion on the call. The home plate ump confers with third base. That's it! It's all over! He's done it! Who can believe this impossible dream? His teammates are mauling him. It's complete madness!
Our deckman David Bailey and Davey Coombs from Kenworthy's Motocross Park in Troy, Ohio. Our leader is the points leader. Number 1, the defending champion, Jeff Emmy.
None of these guys are tucking their jersey into there, just letting it flap in the breeze, trying to get some air.
Yeah. I'll let my shirt flap in the breeze on a day like today.
You know what Emick does really good is once he gets into the corner, doesn't even seem like he's set yet. He's already back on the power. So much momentum out there. I think he doesn't want to slow down and let that heat catch up to him.
Getting pretty choppy in front of the mechanics area right there as Emmy comes breezing through. Gets lots of kick in the rear.
Now he's just kind of cruising through there. He's backed it off.
Mike LaRocco in 5th place.
LaRocco's won here before. Missed a gear coming out of that corner, but adjusted. Starting to pick up some ground on Albertine and Lusk.
LaRocco riding strong lately. I think physically, David, he's back. Now, after the shoulder surgery and then the rebuilding of the knee, he went through a lot of rehab.
His whole career seems like he's been fighting something, but in that run he had at Kawasaki where he was just so fast, no one could hang with him, winning the title. Kudrowski, his teammate, was the only guy, but even before Kudrowski had the hand injury at Unadilla, LaRocco really established himself as the faster of the two. He was healthy during that period, and he is again.
Greg Albertine, the South African, just moving into 3rd, getting around Ezra Lusk. The heat just might be getting to Ezra as they go into the shade. Oh, Mike LaRocco goes flying. He hit hard, David.
Boy, he just cased it with his body. Bike went flying. If he'd have been a little further up the track, his bike might have gone in there and hit Ezra. I don't know if he's holding his arm up to check out his shoulder or to let everyone know he's okay, but that was a bad crash.
Track workers getting that bike off the track because that's a very important line through that area. LaRocco does look okay. He's got to be shaken up.
Boy, you see, he hit the ground just as hard as his bike did. The tops of those jumps right there, you can see how hard packed they are. So if he just missed time a little bit, they're not very forgiving, as he found out.
One of the interesting notes as we look forward to next year is where will Mike LaRocco be? Will he stay with Team Suzuki? Will Team Suzuki still want him after an interesting season of politics and so forth, emotional feelings?
Hard to say, but Suzuki certainly has made a lot of ground this year. They've improved the bike quite a bit.
They really have. And most important, I think, David, is Roger DeCoster's getting increased factory support. New monies for research and development. I can hardly wait to see what the 98 bikes are going to look like because all of those huge improvements that have been made over the season. But the production rules, you know, wait for the new model to come out.
Well, they're going to have a better bike to start with next year, that's for sure. And just depends on who's on the team, really. That, you know, the run that Honda had from '82 through this year, basically, they've always had the best riders on their bikes, and that helps develop the best bikes. So that's going to make the difference at Suzuki, who they have.
Mike LaRocco taking himself out of the action.
You can see the front brake. There's something hanging from the disc. And there's no way he could continue with that flopping around, even if he felt like it.
Jimmy Button with a teammate, Phil Lawrence, in the battle for 9th. Both riders with Team Chaparral. It'll be interesting to note, too, if Team Chaparral comes back with the 250 program at all next year. They were considering just going to the 125s.
Unless they have a lot of strong factory support, which at the moment is really uncertain. I would imagine you're right. They'll go with 125s.
Phil Lawrence getting the edge on Jimmy Button.
Phil's had a tough season. Injuries, starting off the year. Jimmy Button has had some great rides, but is unable to keep that consistently flowing.
Button, though, has been able to stay in the top 10.
Looks like these guys are out for a photo shoot, riding side by side everywhere. It's hard to say who's going to get the upper hand here, but at least they're pushing each other hard.
Who can forget, David, at Orlando in Supercross when these two guys got mixed up and Jimmy put Phil off the course.
Well, Phil's getting even now. He's made that pass stick. Long ways up the track, though, to the next guy. It's Phil right there looks to his left to see, okay, who's next? Long ways.
So out in front is Jeff Emig as he pulls away from Jeremy McGrath. Most of our battles are back in 5th, 6th, and 7th spots.
Right now, Suzuki Quadrunner ATVs come with more than just forward and reverse. They also come with backup. Suzuki is backing up every Quadrunner with a free 4-year extended protection plan. See your Suzuki dealer today. Now you can also get 0 down and 9.9% financing on selected models.
What would you give to be more confident? What would you give for the knowledge it takes to move with certainty through every business day?
Just $3.90 a week brings you the Wall Street Journal. Our personal finance guide and decision maker software is free with your paid 10-week subscription. Call now, 800-248-1300. That's 800-248-1300 for the Wall Street Journal.
Ever notice how zero's called love, but if you score, love becomes just another number, man? Think about it. ESPN Summer of Love, the Pilot Pen International. Coverage continues tomorrow at 1 on ESPN. Groovy.
AMA Motocross on ESPN2 is being brought to you by Suzuki. Your Suzuki dealer has the ride you've been waiting for and the financing to get it. Toward the end of the first moto of the 250s from Troy, Ohio, a points leader of the series, Jeff Emig, takes the white flag. He's got one more lap to go.
Great feeling. Well-deserved victory if he can hang on here. He charged so hard in the beginning, I thought, boy, he's going to feel that at 20-minute mark. But at the 20-minute mark, he had a pretty good lead, and he could afford to cruise a little bit. So lucky for him, Jeremy wasn't up quite to 100%. The way he's ridden here in the past, he could afford to save some energy for that second moto because it's not getting any colder out there.
Emig right now looking forward to his 10th moto win of the season. You know, he told me before the race, too, the success that he's had this year, and plus last year's victory, really hasn't had time to sink in. I mean, you finish a race and you're looking forward right to the next one.
Well, that's what it's like when you got that #1 plate on your bike and you have big goals. You don't spend that much time savoring what you've just accomplished. You're setting your goals up the road. More championships to win, keeping that #1 plate a little longer.
But I think you found this true, David. He's learned to enjoy his position.
He's enjoying this last lap, that's for sure. He's giving the fans a little bit of crossing it up.
With success of Jeff Emig has come confidence and a much more relaxed Jeff Emig. Touring the course for the final lap.
Well, this is what we saw from Jeremy last year. Just total confidence, winning most of the races, seeming unstoppable, getting the whole shot and winning, coming from behind and winning. And this year it's all Emig.
The last time Kawasaki has had a rider to win the Supercross title and the 250 National in the same year was 1985, Jeff Ward.
What a great career Jeff had. Another Jeff stepping up to take over.
It would be the first time that Kawasaki's had the same rider win back-to-back titles, should he continue his surge here.
Acknowledging the fans all the way around. I mean, Jeff just seems to be enjoying himself so much. I don't mean to say that he's not savoring his victories, but definitely he's not going to rest on his laurels, that's for sure.
Jeremy McGrath still in second place. In fact, it's a rather lonely ride for him. He doesn't have anyone pressing him for that position as Emig looks forward to the checkered flag here at Troy, Ohio. Last year, Emig got one of 8 second-place finishes here at Troy. He's looking for the win here today. And what a way to start. Cruising across the line as the checkers fly for Jeff Emig. He's already asking for the water jug. Coming across the line in second place, Jeremy McGrath with Craig Albertine. Doing a nice job holding on to third. Mike Kudrowski in 7th position. Let's go to Davey.
All right, Fred, way to go. Congratulations on the first moto win here.
Thanks. It's so hot, I can't believe it. Yeah.
It looked like you got an okay start, and then about 10 minutes in, man, you just took off.
I think everybody else just started getting tired, hot, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I didn't get hot for a while, but I did get hot. I mean, I think everybody's just burning up. It's really gnarly.
It looked like you're hitting all your lines perfect. That's about the best we've seen you ride since May.
Yeah, I think it's the best I've ridden here this weekend.
Jeff Emig made it look easy, but you can tell there the heat could take its toll. A fine moto performance from Albertine. Back to Davey.
You all right?
Yeah, just overheating towards the end, man. I didn't get tired. I just got so hot. I started double vision and crap like that. Oh, man, I'm feeling kind of beat right now.
I know that you didn't get the start with Emig and McGrath and those guys. Do you feel like in the second moto you might have enough left to run with those guys?
Yeah, I always feel like I got enough left. I just battling to get off the line, man.
Jeremy McGrath going down toward the end of that race, but he had plenty of pad time to get up and finish second. Davey's with him now.
When Emig came up on you, he got around you. At that point, did you decide to just cool yourself down and settle for second, worry about the second moto?
Yeah, second's a big improvement from last week. You know, Emig's been winning a lot. He's got a lot of confidence. When he went around me, I tried to pick up a few lines from him and just ride my own race, and he was pulling away from me. But, you know, he's on a good confidence high right now, and I'm trying to get it back, so I'm really happy with my second.
All right, we'll let you keep cooling off, keep your feet in the water, and we'll see you in the second moto.
All right, thanks a lot, baby.
McGrath's best finish since the opener at Gatorback on March 2nd. Moto 2 coming up soon.
Out of the shadows come 3 incredible motorcycles. Each one takes the look of a custom to a beautiful new place. The new Honda Shadow Spirit 1100, the new Shadow Ace Tourer, and the Shadow American Classic Edition. It's always cooler in the shadows.
If you had a Soloflex machine, you could do 32 real iron pumping exercises. You could build muscle, lose fat, look better, feel better, and have more energy.
Soloflex is on sale now. Call now for your free brochure.
Discover the amazing hitting secrets of America's finest baseball school in Teaching the Mechanics of the Major League Swing 2. Tommy Mansky's powerful teaching video that features the same revolutionary techniques that have produced baseball world's back-to-back-to-back AAU national championship teams. Parents, players, and coaches have been simply amazed at their students' rapid week-by-week improvement. These award-winning techniques benefit players of all ages and ability levels and make a valuable addition to any coach's library and a great gift. At just $29.95, call now.
This week's Suzuki Flashback takes us back to 1994 right here at Troy, Ohio. Number 16, John Dowd on the Yamaha, grabs the hole shot. But Jeremy McGrath, number 2, was quickly around, feeling comfortable on the Supercross-style racetrack as Jeff Stanton was left to battle with number 34, Button. Stanton leaving the door wide open here. Button jumps the triple from the inside, makes the pass, but it wouldn't stick. Stanton comes right back, retaking the position with McGrath way out in front. LaRocco charging through the pack, had to get around Jeff Stanton for the overall, and he did. It was McGrath's first 250 outdoor moto win, but the overall went to LaRocco.
I'm really stoked on my first national win. No breaks for me. I got the whole shot led from start to finish, and you know, hopefully that's just the beginning of what's gonna come in the future here. Next year I plan on giving it 100% the whole year, none of this playing, and you know, I want to see what I can do.
Jeremy Albrecht works 16 to 20 hours a week on this bike for Jeff Emig. He's getting it prepared right now for Moto number 2 from Troy, Ohio. It's down to Davey.
Depending on who you talk to, there's a lot of different tracks that could be considered the toughest track on the AMA National Circuit. But I'd have to say that today, Kenworthy is the toughest race that the riders are going to see all year. We're standing here with Dr. Tom Malone, who works with the AMA to help the riders and kind of oversee the safety of everyone involved. Tom, would you say that this is the most dangerous day for riders as far as the heat goes?
Dave, I think you hit the nail on the head there. A lot of people are misinformed, and a lot of times they think that it's just the roughness of the track. A well-conditioned athlete can weather the track, but they can't weather the weather. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. High humidity, high temperatures. You get behind in fluid, and you cannot play catch-up.
We've talked to a couple riders in the winner's circle. Greg Albertine, for instance, says he was seeing double vision. Steve Lamson had to pull out. He already had an injury, but it seems to be getting worse. Now we understand that Jimmy Button is going to be taking fluids intravenously.
That's correct. Basically, what you're having is early signs of heat stroke, and the first thing usually you see is CNS kind of depression, and what you'll see is people seem to get a little bit of psychotic, and they start to get dizzy, they start to not know where they are, and then they pass out, and then they start to get the other secondary injuries that you can see on the track due to falling and hitting objects.
What's some of the best ways to prevent that?
Best way is, one, stay out of the sun as much as possible. Drink plenty of fluids, not just water. Water may not be the best thing to drink. You want to drink fluids that replace a little bit of your own electrolytes every chance you get, and also don't dress too warmly. You want to have loose-fitting clothes.
All right, we'll let you get back to taking care of the riders, Dr. Malone.
Thank you.
Once again, David Bailey, we had about 1/3 of the riders not make it through the entire moto the first time around.
You know, 35 minutes doesn't sound like that long. You're out there trying to jump those big doubles, riding this heat. You know, it's not a matter of getting tired like it's a running race and you can just slow down a little bit. I mean, it gets kind of dangerous out there when you can't concentrate. You saw how Albertine looked after that first moto. If you feel like that during the race, you know, you're better off in some cases just pull off.
Jeff Emig foregoing his all-black shift outfit for the more reasonable green-white with black sleeves. As we get set for moto number 2, the gate's down and we are underway. Larry Ward with a good start this time. He's on the outside cutting in. He'll get the whole shot money. Jeff Emig is right there though as well. Emig taking over the lead going into turn 2.
Well, Ward had an interesting line coming to the corner. He swung way wide, just angled in, but he couldn't hold that inside line like Emig, and Emig controlled it.
Ward getting credit for his 3rd whole shot of the year. Can he hold on, though, to the rampaging Jeff Emig, who looks so smooth in moto number 1. Lusk in 2nd, Dowd in 3rd, Jeremy McGrath in 4th.
Another decent start for Jeremy, and again, great starts for the Yamaha guys. Dowd and Lusk. It's a big advantage to get a good start, especially in the first lap when you come through all those switchbacks right there, because the crowd just, the whole pack is just stuck. The guys that get a good start, you can see they already are able to pull out a pretty good lead while everyone else is jammed up back there.
Going into one of the speed sections. Kudrowski blazes by. Here's Ward and Emig. Ward hanging real close to Jeff, not letting him get away.
He's got to make his move now. Stick a wheel in, get aggressive, and force Emig to have to ride defensive. Maybe take him out of his rhythm. Usually Emig's gone when he gets the whole shot. So Ward's doing the right thing here. It's just a question of how long he can do it.
Ward's trying for his 2nd podium finish of the season. He had a 2nd at Hangtown. Larry Ward, impressive performance. Honda of Troy. We mentioned that Honda of Troy is just down the street here in Troy, Ohio. And he's got contract negotiations coming up real soon.
Good time to put in a good performance. I'm sure that's a little bit on his mind, but he would do well either way. Still put out 100%. Right now, it's going to be pretty motivating for him to be up front like this and have a good look at Emig, learn a little bit, see what his lines were. He didn't get a chance to see him the first moto.
One good reason not to follow, well, right there's a good example. Staying out of the roost.
Oh, look at him getting hit right there. It's like just shooting gravel out of a pitching machine at 90 miles an hour. It's coming off the rear tile hard, and it hurts. neither one of these guys wearing a chest protector. Very few guys do. Huffman wore one in the 125 class, but on a day this hot, a lot of guys like to go without it.
Sometimes Jeremy McGrath likes to put one underneath. Emig, Ward, and McGrath, our top three. We'll be back.
What does it take to be the best? To get to the top, you must conquer fear. You must conquer the opponent, but most of all, you must conquer gravity. Witness the mayhem as gravity kicks in at the worst possible moments. It's all here. Superbikes, motocross, supercross, plus a special bonus, the gorgeous women of motocross. Only $19.95. This incredible 2-tape set is jam-packed with non-stop, unrelenting motorcycle action and beautiful women. Order now and get absolutely free. Hardcore Motocross. 60 minutes of outrageous jumps and incredible passes as we relive some of the greatest battles between motocross legends. You'll get this incredible 2-tape offer plus Hardcore Motocross free. 3 tapes guaranteed to blow you away.
To order, call 1-800-632-3399. That's 1-800-632-3399. Or send $19.95 plus $5.95 shipping and handling to the address on your screen.
Hello. Hello. Queen of England here, spokesperson for MLS. Couldn't help noticing the 11 on your jersey. Are you a Preki fan by chance?
Preki's a god.
Yeah, Preki's a god. Oh, to be sure. What culinary delights do we have on the griddle today?
Burgers?
Yeah, you want one? No, I'm partial to Scottish salmon. A bit like my husband, you know. Rather bony, but definitely worth the work. Carry on. Go Wizards!
Yeah, go Wizards!
Go Wizards!
Today we're going to go over what we do right before the race. One of the biggest things you want to do is make sure you have enough gas in your bike. Make the proper amount to finish the race. That's nothing more embarrassing than running out of gas. Then go around the bike and check all the fasteners. Usually I take one size wrench, check every bolt that fits that wrench, then get the next size and go around the bike and just make sure they're all tight. Things you want to really make sure are tight are the seat, front fenders, and radiator shrouds. Then go around, make sure all levers are working well, throttle's working fine, check your chain adjustment, just make sure everything's working good and you want to get out there and have no problems. With this week's Honda Tech Tip, I'm Bobby Weindorf.
Back to the action, Jeff Emig looking for his 4th sweep of the year, but can he hold off a rampaging Larry Ward? Number 6 comes to the inside.
Boy, Emig got all the way over that triple. And Larry Ward came right back. So Ward was a little slower in the beginning of that section, but then makes it up at the end. And, you know, Emig's got to be thinking, why? Why does Larry Ward have to have a great ride right now? He doesn't want to have to push that hard.
Ezra Lusk going down, having to restart.
That's the same section where LaRocco went down. Same play. In fact, there goes LaRocco.
Oh, no, Todd DeHoop. That does not look good. The medical people on the scene.
Hard to tell what happened there. Obviously went down bad. They're taking every precaution.
Our leader is Jeff Emig. Larry Ward is right there. Any mistake Emig could make, Ward would take over the lead. Let's go to Davey.
Marshall, Larry's running really strong right now. You think he's dedicated this win to Honda Troy, which is right down the road?
Yeah, it's a hometown race for us, and it'd be nothing better to do than try and win an overall here, at least a moto, in front of all the hometown people.
Where was he at in the first moto?
I ended up finishing 5th. So, I mean, if we can go 5-1, it might, you know, it's hard to say. I don't think it'll give us overall, but at least put us on the podium anyways.
Well, keep cheering him on.
Thanks.
Marshall Plum, a veteran mechanic, as his number 6 Larry Ward on the Honda of Troy pursuing Jeff Emig. This has been a good battle out front, even though Ward hasn't shown him many wheels. He's been close all the way.
Close enough. He doesn't need to see a wheel. He can hear him back there. Coming into that right-hander, those guys just exited. Larry Ward jumping way into the corner, landing hard. It takes a lot of energy. And as I pointed out at the start of the race, that sweat that builds up in your goggles, when you land hard like that, get that impact, all that sweat splatters on the inside of your lenses. So if anybody's ever been snorkeling and had their mask leaking, that's what they're trying to see through to negotiate this track. It gets tough as the moto continues.
Okay, behind Ward in 3rd is Jeremy McGrath, and then you have Ryan Hughes, number 9 on the Team Kawasaki. Right behind him, John Dowd, number 14, as they still care for Todd DeHoop on the sideline there.
That's a scary section, too. Those great big doubles, high speed, and go down there. The heat like this, these guys, it's especially in the second moto when it's really starting to take its toll. You make mistakes, dumb little things that can cause big trouble that you would never make otherwise.
John Dowd, number 14, obviously has done very well lately. And I think he's able to really fully focus on racing. He had all kinds of outside distractions. First of all, dieting and conditioning. As he leveled that off, he lost a lot of weight last year. And then last year his father died. He got married. He also has Ryan Joseph now, who sleeps through the night.
That's quite a bit. That's enough to keep you preoccupied, I would say. But lately, really showing us what he can do. Almost 3 races in a row that he picked up the overall win. A great battle with Jeff Emig down to the wire in both motos in our last round at Unadilla. And when you get that kind of momentum and confidence, you're sitting on the starting line, everybody down the line is going, boy, there's Dowd. He's been riding good lately, and no matter what kind of start he gets, he's been there at the end. So it's always somebody to worry about. That just helps you do that much better because you start to intimidate people. That's what Jeremy McGrath had going for him the past few years. And now that's gone. You can see the difference.
Number 1, Jeff Emig. Number 6, Larry Ward. Now pulling a large lead on 3rd place, where Jeremy McGrath is trying to hold off 3 other riders. You know, Emig feels this is a really big race, a big day for his championship strategy when we talked with him earlier.
Yeah, because I've had basically around the same amount of lead for the last 5 races, or 4 races maybe, and it's kind of fluctuated in between 35 and 45. So it's real important to remain focused with the same attitude that you had going into the first couple races, and when you gained 15 points a race.
Jeff Emig usually says, hey, I'll take it 1 race at a time and not think about points, but he's matured past that point, I think.
Yes, he has. He seems to understand everything pretty well. He's got a handle on it. He's got enough confidence, and whenever he does lose some points, he does what it takes to get those points right back. And today, he's going to put a lot more on Jeremy.
Do you think, as time goes by now, Larry Ward's been close to Jeff Emig, but the longer we go before he makes a move to pass, the harder it's going to be, especially with the heat and humidity here at Troy, Ohio. Emig, Ward, and McGrath still our top 3. And we'll be back with more action to the 250s in Moto number 2 right after these words.
1-800-COLLECT presents Max Jerome, Private Eye.
When I saw her, my heart started pounding like a heavyweight speed bag, until she started calling Collect without dialing 1-800-COLLECT.
You could be saving up to 44% by dialing 1-800-COLLECT, Angel. Let me show you how it's done.
It's so easy. Now let me show you how it's done.
Any Joe will tell you, 1-800-COLLECT is the easy way to save up to 44%.
It's a new America with a new and different voice. The American Spectator. Fearless. Controversial. Truthful. And now the American Spectator is risk-free. You won't find the American Spectator on many newsstands, so call this toll-free number now. Now you can own this special 1-hour home video Ronald Reagan, an American president, free with your subscription to the American Spectator. Call 800-233-0500 now. This is a limited offer. Have your credit card ready. Call 800-233-0500 now.
RPM tonight at 8, only on ESPN2.
Back to Troy, Ohio for Moto number 2 with the 250s, number 100. You're not used to seeing a triple-digit guy like that, 100, especially when you see his name is Mike Kiedrowski. Kiedrowski, a Triple Crown winner, which means he won a 500 title. That was in 1992. He won a 250 title in 93, and twice was a 125 winner.
He's had success everywhere but Supercross. It's the one thing that he couldn't quite master. Here you're looking at former Kawasaki teammates, Kiedrowski and LaRocco, and the battles they've had. Great ones.
What a rivalry as teammates with Kawasaki here in the 250 Nationals. Unfortunate for Kudrowski, though, breaking his elbow, dislocating a thumb at Glen Helen, and he had to sit out 4 races or so. Here comes Ryan Hughes making the pass. Jeremy McGrath has now moved back to 4th, or has he? Ryan Hughes in 3rd place.
Hard to tell at the moment whether Jeremy is starting to get tired and fade a little bit, or Ryan Hughes has really picked it up. But I guess we'll be able to tell in a few more laps if Jeremy continues to fade. Either way, Ryan Hughes is riding great right now.
Well, this is the time of the race. You might see some ramifications of the heat and humidity.
I know Ryan trains pretty hard. I don't know if he trains any harder than Jeremy, but that's one of Ryan's strong points and starting to show right now.
This is one of Rhino's best motos of the season. You have to go back to Southwick when he had a 3.5 for a 3rd on a podium appearance. And then the finest hour of the season was Mount Flores. He won the first moto. That was his first victory since the famous 125 title chase in 1995. It's been an up and down year for Rhino. We talked with him earlier.
Yeah, I know. I had a string of good luck there for a while. Then I crashed in Redbud. Then we had 2 weeks, and I think I overtrained a little bit before Unadilla, because that was my favorite track, and I wanted to really win there. And I put a lot of pressure on myself, trained real hard, and I got to the race and just felt I didn't really have much energy, and just kind of, I don't know, I just felt blah. And so this week I didn't do anything except play golf, and I feel a lot better.
Well, it worked for Michael Jordan. I guess he figures it could work for him. My question is, he overtrained and then he didn't train at all. What the heck is he going to do next week?
I don't know. Jeremy McGrath now has got a problem. John Dowd, very strong at the end of a race, is right behind him. McGrath is slowly sinking back.
He put out a lot of energy in that first moto. It's starting to show now. Looked like Dowd had the pass made right there. Jeremy got him right back, though. But it seems inevitable. The pace that Dowd has caught him, and it's going to get around him sooner or later. Probably sooner.
Touch a little rubber there in the corner. Here comes John Dowd. Dowdy to the outside. Can he make it? Jeremy McGrath holding on. Dowd cuts to the inside at the last second. Number 14, Team Yamaha.
Jeremy, if in fact he is that tired, he's hanging on pretty good, but Dowd got around on the inside.
The head of the Yamaha's team, Keith McCarty, disappointed in what he calls his dream team, is breaking up only really 1 year. Lust moving on to Honda. Who knows what's going to happen to Doug Henry once those arms heal. But Dowd has also got good offers from other people.
Yeah, it is a shame. I really like the combination they had at Yamaha. And I've talked about it before, but basically you got the hard charging, and there's a good example of it through that sweeper right there. Dowd, also the new phenomenon, Kevin Windham, and the experience and great testing of Doug Henry, his perseverance and ability to battle back from the kind of injuries that he's had.
Incidentally, Henry expects to come back by Binghamton. I'm not sure he can, but that status is still uncertain.
Right, and Lust, in my opinion, having one of his best seasons ever. Thought he found a good combination, but apparently it feels like over at Honda he may be the top dog. He continues to ride like he's been and even improves on that. So I don't know if Yamaha let him go or if he just had his mind made up. That's where he wanted to be, but it definitely appears that Yamaha is losing its team, and that's a real shame.
Here's the battle for 5th, as you see on the screen. Jeremy McGrath trying to hold off his Suzuki teammate, Mike LaRocco. LaRocco's been very fast on the track. Of course, had that accident in the first moto that put him down.
And what you're seeing right now is a gutsy performance by Jeremy. He is tired. It's taken him more energy. You know, Skip has made some changes to the bike with Jeremy. Obviously, they had a great combination while they were at Honda, and they've ignited that again over here in the past few weeks working with this bike. But I know it's got to take him a little bit more energy to ride that motorcycle around than it did when he was on the Honda. Not because the bike's worse necessarily right now, but he doesn't really know how that bike's going to react. He doesn't have enough time on the bike to ever really get comfortable with anything before they change it again. Put out a lot of energy in the first moto, and it's really starting to show now. And to be able to ride this pace and hold these guys off as well as he is, well, that's a gutsy performance. He's digging deep right now to salvage points.
Skip Norfolk, Jeremy's mechanic, feels that his arrival was a little bit too late to be of significant help directly to Jeremy. He feels that losing that Supercross title kind of took the wind out of his sails. Right now, Mike LaRocco makes the pass on Jeremy McGrath, the wounded duck, it appears. One thing Roger DeCoster said, that Skip's appearance on the Team Suzuki staff has been a great example to all the other mechanics, his professionalism, etc. Emig, Ward, and Hughes will be back.
There's a big cover-up performed by millions of people every day. People who have ugly nail fungus. It turns nails' colors, makes them thick or brittle. But now you may be able to go barefoot without embarrassment. With more beautiful nails, healthier, clear nails. You see, nail fungus lives deep under the nail at the base. That's why it's so hard to get rid of. But by calling this number now, you'll receive a free video and learn how it may be possible to get beautiful, healthy nails back. Because today, your doctor has effective treatments that attack the fungus right where it lives. So call to uncover the truth about nail fungus and get your free video on nail care and treatments. The sooner you call, the sooner you may be able to go barefoot without embarrassment.
What are we doing after the game?
Winaldo ordered the MLS ESPN shootout.
That's up to 90 extra games. Games you can't see any other way.
Winaldo's plays tonight.
I'll bring chips.
The 97 MLS ESPN shootout, $69 up to 90 extra regular season and playoff games from all over the country. Call your cable operator, DirecTV.
AMA Motocross on ESPN2 is being brought to you by Honda Motorcycles, the leader in on and off-road fun. Honda, come ride with us. Back to the action. This young man is ready for a sweep. Headed toward the final lap. In Troy, Ohio, Jeff Emig takes the hands off the bars.
You know, that's not very easy to do. It's really not. And especially in the last lap of the day, this tiring. He is just on a roll this year. Everything's going smooth, acknowledging the fans, having a good time. He feels a glance over his shoulder and realizes he can cruise even more if he wants. He's got a great big lead.
This will be his 29th career victory, counting Supercross and the National Outdoors. Only one away from a good friend sitting right next to me.
Well, you know, as long as I stay in the top 10, I don't care how many races I make.
How long can you do that?
Well, I don't know. With Carmichael and Wyndham getting close, I think I'm dropping off the back.
The checkered flag for Jeff Emig. It's Emig with the victory here in Moto 2. Larry Ward, a very fine, outstanding performance, coming in second. Ryan Hughes in third. Jeremy McGrath slipping to sixth place. Davey Coombs is with our winner.
Were you surprised how hard Larry Ward was pushing the first part of the moto?
I didn't think that he would even stick as close as he did, but he's pulled out some really good second motos when it's been hot, like at Southwick. So, I mean, he was riding good. It was legit. He kept me going.
Well, it's another win. It's your second run. How do you feel about the championship now?
I still just worried about winning the races, winning the motos. It's real nice to give this win to Kawasaki and Bridgestone because they've been working real hard. And I would like to congratulate my teammate Damon Huffman on winning the 125 class. It's been a long time for him. It's good to see.
While Emig comes through with his third sweep of the year, his 9th moto win, Larry Ward, second overall with a 5-2 performance, getting off the deck to come back for that 5th place first moto finish. Davey Coombs moving over to Larry.
Way to hang tough. Congratulations on second overall here at Kenworthy.
Thanks. You know, Jeff rode real good. I hung with him, but, you know, I got tired. It's extremely hot, and I thought I was in shape, but I don't know. It's pretty bumpy out there today, pretty ruddy, and, you know, I kind of settled for second. That's not good, but I didn't think I could get him, honestly, so it's a smart thing to do, and I'm happy with second overall. This Honda Troy team's treated me real well, and I'm looking forward to good things in the future.
Jeff Rowe's domination increases his points lead to 61 points with 4 events left. Only 7 other riders still remain with a mathematical chance of keeping Emig from his second consecutive 250 title. It's on to Millville, Minnesota for the next round of AMA Motocross. It was a Kawasaki day here in Troy, Ohio. Art Ekman for David Bailey and Davey Coombs, thanking you for being with us. Rising Star didn't wait to make his move on Wyndham for the lead. 3 minutes into the moto. It's